Hi, it's Laura again. I'm in my tiny little kitchen. It's all of 100 square feet, if that. I have one of those little mini fridges and an induction one burner stovetop and toaster oven. I live very small and I like it that way. And today I'm going to be making something I haven't made before. I'm going to ferment some pears. They've been sitting on the counter getting ripe, and so I feel like I'm not going to be able to eat them all in time. So before they're past redemption, I'm going to start cutting them up, and I'm going to try fermenting pears. Now, I fermented apples. That's kind of the thing that really turned me on to fermenting, was the fact that I could ferment fruit, and the fermentation process would take the sugar out of the fruit and make it relatively low carbohydrate, which is the way I try to live. The reason I try and live that way is because I struggled my whole life with my weight, and the only thing that really seems to work for me was eating low carb. I even had a gastric bypass, and I did lose, I think it was like 75 or 80 pounds. Still left me with good 40 that I could just never lose. So low carbohydrate helped me lose a good portion of that remaining 40. But it's so boring after a while. Even though it's not boring really, there's so much you can do with low carb, and I learned so much from it. I've never been really a big meat eater, and I love fruits and vegetables. I was a vegetarian most of my life, so that's just the way it goes. So I probably said this in my first video. I don't know. I'm old and I repeat myself sometimes. Not really old, but I don't feel old. So anyway, I'm just cutting them up into chunks. They probably should be more uniform, but I'm talking and working. And I like trying out different shapes because I'm new at this, and that's the only way I'm going to learn. So I'll make some of these small and some of these big. I don't think in the long run. Ooh, is that a hair? Yes. I don't like that at all, but I shed terribly. Luckily, I live alone, and I can put up with some of it sometimes, although I did chop all my hair off because I was tired of shedding so much. So anyway, I'm gonna kind of follow the same recipe I did with my fermented apples, and that is to put some raisins and some cinnamon and maybe some nutmeg. I love nutmeg, and I got this cute little antique nutmeg grinder at the thrift store for $1. So cute. I just love it, and using it just made me fall in love with nutmeg. So cut this little tip off. Didn't go through. There we go. It's okay. I really do like the fermented fruits. I made mango the other day, and I loved it so much. I ate 2 big helpings of it last night. It was slightly effervescent. Is that the right word? It was sparkly. It was sparkly on my tongue, and it was like eating something for the first time. It really was, and it was delicious. And I really liked fermenting it. Fermenting's so simple, and you can ferment anything. That's what's so great. You can ferment just about anything. And I really like trying all. Oh, this pear's a little. It's a little bit on its way out, but I'm going to put it in there anyway because it will be delicious. I'm sure. I'm probably going to leave its chunks a little bigger just because it is so soft. And I don't want them to get mushy. I knew when I was washing it and I was just pulling the skin off, just like gently washing it, that it was near done. It looks like I'm only going to have room for 2 of these pears. Yeah. That's okay. Little goes a long way with fermenting, that's for sure. A little salt, a little water, a little time. Really doesn't take much. It's great for a single person. It really is. It's great for a single person because you can just ferment a little bit. And, you know, you can buy things when they're on sale, if you're on a budget. And then you have them. You have them when you want them, and they taste great. Single person using tiny box of raisins. Yeah. So I'm gonna put some raisins in there. I'm not a big raisin eater, just because low carb, as I said, but I think I'll put a cinnamon stick in there too. Bought a bag of cinnamon sticks for $2.59. And they're great in the ferments, and I loved it when I put them in the apples. I'm just going to squeeze that down there, make a mess there. Oh, let me get the nutmeg. My little dollar treasure. It even holds a nutmeg, so I don't have to have a separation. I just hang it on the wall, and that's it. Do I have anything great on here? So I got my cinnamon stick in there. You know what also would be really good in this is cardamom. I'm sure cardamom would be really great in this. I love cardamom. Okay, now I'm going to add my salt water, my brine, and I am not using a tablespoon of salt anymore. I just think it's too much. I'm going to use the teaspoon. Yes, the teaspoon is what I'm going to use. And I'm going to mix it in my water. It's just Morton kosher salt. Once I use that up, I'm going to start using a better quality salt. Not that that isn't good. I'm sure it's just fine, but I use Himalayan salt, and I like it, and I think I'll probably like fermenting with it. Okay, so that brine's mixed up as good as it can be, considering the water wasn't warm. And I'm just going to pour this in. I'm gonna shake that water up in here and try and, ooh. Okay, so there's a lot of salt sitting on the bottom. So maybe I will add a little bit more salt into this. Not much though, because I find I don't really like it super salt. It does go away. The salt does not stay, but during the, I don't think you need that much salt. We'll see. This is a quart, and I used a teaspoon basically. Okay, I'm gonna shake it up, get everything all mixed up. Move some of the raisins around. I should have put them in the beginning, in the middle, and the end, but I forgot that I was even putting them in there. So here it is. Fermented pears. Well, they will be fermented in a couple days. Taste them daily. And when they taste the way you like them, put them in the fridge. You don't want to keep the ferment process going. I have a little tiny fridge, but on the other side of my place is a very cold room, and that's where I'm going to be storing a lot of my ferments. So enjoy. Bye bye.